gardening, of course. So I'm sitting out here by my garden. Why would you be thinking about gardening right now? Well, now is the best time to order your seeds and growing them so that they're ready to go for this season. All right, so you want to start garden planning, and this is how I did it. I took a look at the different magazines and figured out and listed out what I wanted to grow this year based on what we actually eat. I didn't want to be growing a bunch of vegetables that I knew we wouldn't eat. So going from a list, I wrote down what I wanted to grow, but then not including the seeds that I already had. So we have a good amount of seeds that I bought last year that I never got to use. So that's what all these are here. So I just listed out whatever was left. And then I took what I had listed out here and what I wanted to grow that I already have the seeds for, and I started to draw up my own garden. So the big box that you'll see here is our main garden area, and these two here are our garden boxes, the smaller ones that are like the raised garden beds that I'm going to be using as our winter boxes for more winter and early spring type plants. And then I took what I wanted to grow in this main garden area and started with the outside edges first. So what plants would utilize the fence as basically a makeshift growing lattice. So I started out with tomatoes on this edge. I have green beans on this side, cucumbers on this side, spaghetti squash, my different squashes I'm going to put down here. So I started out with the plants that needed something to grow on, and I'm going to utilize the fence as a lattice for those. Then I went on to the inside and I started thinking about what plants would pair well together. And honestly, guys, I just Googled it all. So I would look at tomatoes and I said, okay, tomatoes, what companion plants go well with tomatoes and what doesn't go well with tomatoes? I found out that basil is paired very well with tomatoes. Also borage. So I'm going to be planting a row of those right here next to my tomatoes. Next, broccoli and collards I'm going to plant in this row, and those are paired well there again with basil and borage. Broccoli also pairs well with potatoes, so I'm going to be doing my row of potatoes here. This may all change a little bit. I'm getting ready to order my seeds now, so I may change this a little bit, but this is basically my plan, and I just went through. So you start out with your list of what you want to grow, and then you just go through and say, okay, what pairs well together? I had the hardest time finding a really good companion planting book. So this was kind of the best thing that I found, was just Googling each plant that you know you want and then finding out what pairs well, and then just working your garden around that and, organizing it based on what works well together. So this is our plan for this year. As far as ordering, using a few different magazines this year. Baker Creek Heirloom I ordered from last year, and here's a few of the seeds from them that I have left over, and I'm excited to use these. They are all heirloom seeds, and they have a really good product line that they're just offering, especially if you really want non-chemical, non-GMO, organic. They do offer organic seeds as well. I mainly just went with the heirloom, not the technically organic seeds. So they have a really great book. Pricing is, so not super duper high, but I mean a little bit more pricey than probably most of your garden magazines. But you get what you pay for, so better quality, better plants, a little more expensive. Seed Savers Exchange, same thing, a little bit higher price. They feature heirloom, untreated, non-hybrid, non-GMO, USD organic seeds. The thing that I didn't get out of these two magazines that I was able to get out of this magazine was the herb section. None of the other magazines that I've looked through had the herb selection that this magazine has, and they have them at a really good price. So I mean, like the lavender, you're able to get 200 seeds for $1.35. I feel like that's a really good price. and I really wanted to get into growing my own herbs this year. So this was a really great option for me this year. So this is going to be the one that I'm going to order basically all of my seeds for this year. And this will be the first time that I've ever ordered out of this magazine. A lady who is a really experienced gardener, and she especially grows a lot of her own herbs and vegetables and all these things and has done really well with it, recommended both the pine tree and RH shumways or shumways, not sure how to say that one, as a possibility to order from. So I like the RH shumways. I think they were just a little bit pricier and didn't have quite as many options as the pine tree. So this year I think I'm going to go with the pine tree. That's it for today's video as far as our garden planning goes. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, subscribe so you get notified every time we post a new video, and check us out on Facebook at Homesteading the Let's Way.